Welcome back to Valley Forge Sports Network. I'm Chris DeMarco here at Greystone Woods for part 2 of opening day of the Valley Forge Disc Golf League. Today we'll have 2 6-hole games between the Arctic Tundra and the New Jersey Goldfinches. Travis, before we even jump into your team, the action today, how does it feel to be a general manager here in the VFSN?
It's a big honor. You guys have been doing this for a while. You came to me with the opportunity, team concept, and we went through it. Super excited. Opening day. Yeah, a lot of good action to come. I'm speechless. Honestly.
I love it. So we have 2 6-hole games today. You've got Shane and Travis. Now you guys only have 4 members on your whole roster, but I feel like you guys have a lot of depth. How do you feel about your team?
Yeah, I mean, we got the lefty. He's going to come in strong in addition to the other lefty that we have here behind the camera.
What do you mean, the lefty?
Shane is a lefty. Lefty's on the camera.
One.
He's offended as the only lefty in this league.
Yeah, we needed the lefty. It's gonna be the edge that no team has. It's gonna be the edge that no team has. So, anyways, we got Travis and Miko, who has been performing well for years now. A couple good battles with him in some Greystone tournaments in the past. So I was quick to sign him to the roster. Who's our
Mike Siciliano. You haven't met your fourth.
I haven't met the fourth yet, but I've heard great things, and I'm sure he's gonna fit right in with the guys. So.
I love to hear that, Travis. Glad you're excited, and I'm glad you're hype on Travis Amico. He's a local Greystone Woods disc golfer. Let's head down to the putting green and see how Amico is feeling about opening day.
I'm a little disappointed they got rid of me, but on to new and better things, I feel like. I like my captain a lot more this time. Wang, there's some feelings there. Just excited to show some good disc golf, show you some overhand throws, bring the win home for my new team.
Now, David, you guys finished second place last year. How do you feel coming off of that second place finish?
Definitely still hungry. For those of you who did not know, it was a really tight battle in the final in the WWBL. Goldfinch, we felt like we had it. We had Mark Krzyzewski on the ropes. He was pitching well the whole season, but finally we were able to get home runs off him, and it kind of just slipped away. Our pitching wasn't there, and I think everyone on the Goldfinches felt like that one slipped away from us. So we're definitely got a chip on our shoulder, ready, hungry to take this win this year.
You guys have all 5 players here today. Obviously, only 3 are allowed to play at a time. What's the thought behind your strategy today as a general manager?
We're gonna kind of let it play. We have all 5 players, all new guys here in the VSFN. Besides Steven, but Steven is also a new disc golfer. So we're gonna get our feet wet. See who's comfortable doing what. Today's more just a test run for our squad, figuring out what exact lineup we want to go with in the future.
I love that, Dave. Dave is an incredible GM. I believe he won General Manager of the Year last year in the WWBL. Folks, let's head down to the putting green. We're going to catch a quick word with Christopher Costley, who just came off of a second place finish in the backyard. Let's see how he's feeling.
So I'm a little disappointed about second place in the BBY, but today's the first day of the VFDGL, and I'm quite excited to play it. Hope we get a win out of this, but I'm just looking to play well and maybe drink one of my Mountain Dews during the round.
Always love to see Costley drinking his Diet Dew. Opening day, VFDGL, Chris DeMarco, Lefty McGovern. Now, Lefty, interesting match. On one hand, we've got the Arctic Tundra, newcomers to this league, looking to make a name for themselves. Travis Amico is fired up after getting traded off of the Goldfinches. On the other hand, this Goldfinches team seems to have so many veterans of this channel and guys who know this course super well. Is there an edge out there today? What do you think of the matchup?
So we will be playing the white layout here today at Greystone Woods, which leaves very little score separation. And that's just what we're going to see all year with the teams being so evenly matched. It's going to be hard to get ahead, and it's going to be hard to stay ahead. It's going to be hard, the good competition. Unlike last year, you saw the Milky Way Galaxy, my team, go 9-2-0. No one could touch us. But this year, I don't think we'll see any undefeated teams.
Yeah, I think that's a great assessment of the course. Folks, let's head down to Greystone Woods for game 1, hole 1. Like you said, it really is going to be so tight all season. We saw a 2-stroke differential on the last time we were on hole 1, par 3, 245. This really is such a great starting hole to this course. It's simple enough that you can really get some confidence, get your round started off with a birdie, but it's challenging enough that you could find yourself in some trouble. Nice hyzer shot, got to get over that ridge line here. And we see Travis Amico just pulverizing that gap. I'm expecting him to come out hot, heated, with a great start today.
I like seeing Travis up first for the Tundra, being one of the seasoned Greystone vets out there.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of Greystone vets, Chris Costley, he looks like a dancer on that tee pad.
He really does. There's not very many more intimidating players in this league. You don't want to be staring down the barrel of a Chris Costley.
No, and if we're seeing Travis Rollins on the putt, folks, this is triple scramble. So if we're seeing his putt, that means it was the best of the group. He's going with that straddle here. Been moving his putt around quite a bit this season. Or during the off season, I should say. And he misses that one high left. So important to get the hips engaged on the straddle. I'd love to see him get a little bit lower on his next putt. We got Jimmy Wang subbing in for his brother David Wang here today. He's a new disc golfer, but for a new golfer, an incredible putter.
I don't think that there was any doubt in his mind that that was going in. You could see the confidence in Jimmy Wang all day.
Yeah, he really is so good at the game. He's been playing Ultimate for a long time. We saw him at the Summer Jamboree, just playing great disc golf the whole day. Travis looks a little disappointed, but a lot of golf left. Hole 2, par 4, 453. This one plays more like 600, it feels. You got that leaning left tree on the right side of your screen there, preventing you from really accessing turn to get over that log. And on the approach, I always like to throw something high with a little bit of turn on the sidearm, because if you go too overstable, it can be easier to hit the gap. But again, there's another log laid down, and if you hit that, you've still got about a 35 slightly uphill. So
if we're going to talk about difference makers in a format like this, this is the one, or this is one of the ones, I should say, as Jimmy does exactly what you hope to do in your wildest dreams, puts it right over the log. Great shot.
Yeah, we've only seen that happen once before on this channel. That was an incredible smash from Jimmy Wang. And like we said, you can't really get turn out of your disc on the backhand. He went pure hyzer the whole way. Amico. Nice shot from 1-5, little high. Nice shot. Outdoes Jimmy there by about 15.
I mean, I'm speechless. This kid he knows what he's doing on all these holes.
Yeah, Amico is without a doubt fired up today. You heard him say it in the presser before the game. He wants to get a win for his new team. Jimmy Wang with one of his go-tos here, streamline.
This is a great look, and Chris, I feel like you always say missing to the left on this fairway's a little bit. It's okay, because you can see that nice tunnel right to the basket.
Yeah, great point. Great shot from Jimmy from his streamline runway there. And Amico going with a little bit of a turnover, gets away from him. Great kick off the tree, puts them right within their range. I don't expect to see any teams missing from 18 because they have 3 players. We got Dan Schifrin here. Now Dan is not traditionally a straddle putter, but he pretty much exclusively plays Greystone, FOD, and Mercer, all heavily wooded courses, so he's really comfortable from almost every angle out there. And 1-5 gets the solo birdie 3 on hole 2. This kid, he's not really showing it, but he's definitely fired up. Let's step into hole 3, par 4, 427. This is one of those holes that can get away from you in the singles format. It's not the easiest hole, but because the rough on either side is so forgiving, I really don't think we're going to see many of our teams miss this hole this season. Let's see what Costley does off of the tee.
As a new player like myself, you really want to make sure that you get through this first opening, and once you can do that, the whole hole really opens up for you.
Very true. Costley riding the inside line, which can be dangerous, but he flips up that hyzer to flat perfectly. That's usually where that shot's going to land, and it's a great spot. Heard David Wang cheering on from the gallery, doing some scouting early in the season. You know he likes to do that. And we've got Travis Rollins, GM of the Tundra, on the tee with his white Star Destroyer.
Yeah.
Just did that one. Let's take another look at the shot from Travis Rollins. This is really the ideal line if you're going for maximum distance. Trusting the disc to get some turn around the big tree. If you want to go as deep as you can down the fairway,
straighter than I thought it was
You're
going
going to want to go right of that tree. You heard him say it was a little straighter than he wanted, didn't quite get the full flight, but that's a very smart way to be really aggressive off of that tee. And with the triple scrambles format, I want to see a lot of aggression this season.
Most players will definitely not be able to stay up that far, that right of the tree. They're going to usually hook to the left.
Very true. And Dan Schifrin is so comfortable with those slightly nose-up hyzer sidearms. We got Shane Sassone, probably the least known guy in this league in terms of how close all the players are together. So I'm excited to see, you know, what he can do this season to make a name for himself as he kind of gets a little sneaky on that lefty backhand approach there. Good shot.
And this green is really rocky, so you're not really gonna see very many skips. It's gonna stick where it lands.
Both teams cleaning up the birdie 3, and so far the average after 4 teams have played that hole is a 3. Everyone's birdied it. Hole 4, par 3, 345, the most challenging hole here at Greystone Woods. Yes, it is a ridiculously tight hallway, but look at how crowded this green is. You got the triple trees, those thick ones on the left. That's where most of the pure hyzers are going to go. And on your second approach shot, you're usually just trying to get to that boulder there, but that drop off is steep. Dan Schifrin on the tee for the Goldfinches. Just dead straight. Let's see if he can get sneaky around the back.
Great job, lefty.
Good shot, Dan.
That's an incredible stroke from Dan Schifrin. And the way we have these teams set up this season, it's a tier-based system. So every team has a tier 1, 2, 3, and 4. Dan Schifrin is a tier 3. So if the Goldfinches can continue to get value out of him like they already have in this game, they're going to be hard to beat this season.
And there's really no team that has played more holes of Greystone than the Finches.
I absolutely agree with that. And Shane Sassone with an absolute pearl. Beautiful sidearm, strokes that one right up the gap and manages to have it push on hyzer. I'm guessing that was a Sexton Firebird because it didn't really crash as heavily as you might have thought. And that one just skipped right over the basket. Beautiful shot from Shane.
Who needs experience?
Who needs experience at the course when you're just going to peer the gap like that? Long uphill putt here. Oh my lord. Number 21 gets the solo 2 on hole 4.
This is a hole that was going to be known as a difference maker, and we're going to see that Tundra birdieing it is going to set a pace for sure.
Goes with a stepper uphill. A little bit of hesitation, finds his line, and absolutely skewers that one. High left. Never a doubt.
Let's go!
The
Even
Finches
the
can't do
Goldfinches,
anything.
yeah, they can't resist celebrating that.
There we go.
Let's go,
kid.
baby. We're out here tying it back up.
And not only did he just get a birdie on the most challenging hole, this could stop the Goldfinches' momentum. They're 3 down through 3, and you don't want Jimmy Wang feeling confident on a downhill putt. I mean, he's such a good putter. Let's see what happens. Almost runs that one in again. We saw him run one in at the Summer Jamboree. Just a bit high from Jimmy, still on the basket, but it looks like Shane's nice putt may have finally put a little bit of brakes on this Goldfinches team. As the players step into hole 5 here, Lefty. Let's talk again about how important hole 4 is. When you come down the stretch here in game 1, holes 5 and 6 are both very simple, very straightforward, short par 3s. It's going to be really hard to gain a stroke on the competition. So were the Goldfinches to come into that putt with Jimmy, even if Jimmy didn't hit it, to be up a stroke going into 5 and 6 is so huge. What do you think of the last 2 holes?
I think if the Goldfinches and Jimmy Wang had been able to putt first, I think that has a lot to be there's a lot to be said when it comes to Jimmy's confidence. I think if he was able to set the tone for those 2 putts, I think he would have had it. You saw how close he was. Shane was just able to really flip the script on the whole first half here, I think.
Absolutely true. Let's head back down to hole 5 and check it out. So this is a really scenic tee shot. You can either go left around those trees up there with the sidearm. Most guys are going to go with a high-speed, overstable disc there, let it crash back in. The right-hand side does look a little tricky, but you go with a nice putter or a mid-range, something that'll fall kind of straight down flat out of the air, and you should find yourself under the basket if you can peer the gap. Travis Rollins, very versatile player. You'll see him use the sidearm and the backhand quite a bit this season. And that one looked a little inside, but just falls off of that tree right under the basket. That's an incredible shot from Travis. And I think Jimmy's going back to that runway here. I've never seen somebody throw a mid-range off of this tee.
Forehand righty going way high above. Those trees are going to knock it down. As you see, he gets help there, and Travis got help on his shot before.
Yeah, it's really kind of like a Paul Macbeth putt. You're trying to pick out the spot in the air that you want it to fall back in. He gets a nice counter spin off of the rock there. Dan Schifrin cleans up the birdie 2 for the Goldfinches, and I'm expecting the Tundra to do the same.
We got some cart talk, but let's talk to the director, the groundskeeper, the editor, the filmer, the creator, Chris DeMarco. We're going to hole 6 tee box here with a tie ball game, Tundra versus Goldfinches. Let's hear what you think about it.
I can't take credit for being the groundskeeper here at Greystone Woods, although I do appreciate all those other names. Shout out to everybody who's been working on the course lately. But we're headed into hole 6, final hole of game 1. For the first time, we have a tie going into the last hole. I'm absolutely ecstatic. The energy's electric, and I gotta say, I feel like the momentum's with the Tundra right now, but we'll see what happens.
Hole 6, par 3, 254 feet. That tree on the left side in the beginning is really your main obstacle here. And of course, this green is quite sloped. People do talk about going into the water a lot, but I have to be honest, I haven't seen it. I don't think I've ever seen someone go water. So yes, you do want to be cautious going aggressive with the sidearm and skipping off of that green, but there's quite a bit of bramble and trees down there. I think this is one where you can really attack it.
Would you say that this is one of the more aceable holes besides top 3 aceable hole here at Gray?
Yeah, hard to disagree. I've seen it happen multiple times. And Travis Rollins, after deliberating backhand, forehand, we talked about how versatile he was. He can go either way. Now Dan Schifrin's going with his Biofusion Felon here. And I really like the recycled plastic for AM disc golfers. Okay. Oh my. Because oh my God, Dan. Great shot from Dan. Almost flashes chains there. Almost goes in.
This kid, one of the newer players in this matchup for sure.
Really nice stroke from him. And again, I really do like that recycled plastic. It beats in a little quicker. So look at how he turns that up and it continues to push instead of crashing down like a traditional Felon does. Really smart play from Dan there, and David Wang, the king,
Classic David Wang.
The king of the celeb shot.
Oh, how many ace runs is that gonna be? We have both GMs right here. Let's catch a quick word as we head down the fairway on 6. Boys, opening day here, Valley Forge Disc Golf League. How's the energy feeling so far?
The energy is loud.
Through the roof.
Discs are flying very close to chains. David Wang just got his little celeb shot in.
Yep. Tore the roof off. Energy is all-time high going into the second match, and both teams are, clawing back after taking tough hearts. So I think we're gonna have ourselves a good match here.
How are we feeling out there?
Feeling great. Great.
What's up?
My fault. See you later, bro.
Let me zoom in on that really quick. Oh yeah.
Devastating.
Devastation has struck New Jersey as the door has swung wide open for the Arctic Tundra. And we've seen all day, Shane's comfortable from the straddle, and he buries that one in. Ice in his veins and on his jersey.
People's champ.
And the Tundra aren't really showing it, but I know they're absolutely amped right now. Trying to do things a little differently with this league. We're trying to bring some more hype to the sport of disc golf. it's difficult because I do kind of want the players to talk a little smack.
Next time.
I want the players to be hype out there. I know the Tundra are so pumped to squeak out that win, and we saw it in wiffle ball all season. There was yelling. It was so crazy high energy. Do you think it's possible to get that into the sport of disc golf, or do you think that it doesn't need it? I mean, what do you think about that transition from wiffle ball to disc golf?
I think that this being the first matchup for these two teams, especially Travis being a new GM with a new team, the rivalries haven't really formed yet. And there was more disc golf to be played. It was so close. No one really had bragging rights there except for maybe Shane. So I think if you want some smack talk, we're going to need to see some little bit more fire.
Yeah,
with these guys.
I think you're right. I think that the storylines haven't quite developed yet in this season. Folks, let's head back down to Greystone Woods. We're going to catch a quick word with the players, and then we'll hop into game 2.
Dave, talk to the fans here, the Goldfinches fans at home.
Yeah.
You know, you guys, you thought you had that win there.
Yep.
Or you thought you had that draw. I apologize. They squeaked it out at the last second, but game 2 is a whole new game. Are you going to be playing? Are we going to be seeing you throw the disc?
To be determined. I think we're gonna let these guys ride. I think right now they're scheming. Right now, they're both got bitter taste in their mouth, and
They're already scheming. Look at these guys.
They're ready to come back pouncing. I'm gonna let them, get redemption. Hate pulling, your guys after one mistake. So gonna let them right the ship.
I love that. Again, a little bit of old school classic baseball from David Wang. He's not going to pull his guys. I love that, Dave. We'll see you out there in game 2. We've got Travis Rollins, general manager, and his great friend Shane, who played amazingly out there in game 1.
I wouldn't call us great friends, but I like
He did play amazing, though.
They might be better friends now after this. Trav, first game as a GM, what were some of the challenges you faced out there that you didn't expect to see?
We were all a little uneasy with the whole combination of vibes in the beginning. We wanted to make sure we were all on the same page, have the order down, figure out how we were attacking each hole. And we just picked a game plan and stuck to it. And we all played great. So
Love that, Travis. Good luck in game 2. Shane, what's your secret out there, dude? You played amazingly the entire time. Talk to us.
Just go for it. Don't hold anything back. If you're gonna run it past the basket, so what? You got another long putt, get it.
Now
buy a bucket hat.
Yeah, buy a bucket. Is that your best disc mentality, or is that your just disc golf mentality, or is that just your life mentality?
It's mainly my disc golf mentality. It doesn't hold up in the tournaments, but when we're out here, we're just hitting putts. That's it.
I love that, Shane. We'll see you in game 2.
All right, game 2. I want to comment as we step into hole 7, the short par 3, really a finesse shot here. The green is the most challenging part, but you heard me talking about best disc. I've been doing some research on this format, trying to see if anyone's really done this competitively in the disc golf world. I stumbled across an interesting article. It turns out best disc is actually when you each play your own shot throughout the hole and take the best score. Scramble is actually what we're doing here. So
News to me.
everyone across the disc golf community, ball golf community, always calls this best ball or best disc. Turns out it's not. It's actually scramble. Great shot from Travis Amigo there. Looks very lucky off of that tree, but you actually will see that quite often. And you saw how tight this tunnel is from the catch cam angle. Ooh.
Jimmy took a more traditional route as opposed to Travis's unorthodox righty backhand, but they both have great looks here for birdie. Let's see if they can set the pace.
Huge from Chris Cosley. Really, really nice for New Jersey. Glad to see them hit that putt, get the momentum started. I'm not sure if that's going to fully shake off the pain from that loss there, but again, this isn't the longest putt, but extremely clutch time to hit a good one for number 22.
I think I disagree. I think that the Goldfinches vet mentality and David's GM-ship, if you will, is they don't have the butterflies. I think they shook that off. That first loss was rough, but I think that they're going to bounce back.
I was going to say, as a general manager, you saw David out there kind of by the catch cam cheering his teammates on. Do you think that gives them extra confidence to know he's so supportive of them? Do you think they're feeling extra pressure? Hole 8, simple hazard. What do you think, Lefty?
They definitely have all the support from their GM. Travis playing can only do so much to root his team on. I think having your coach there next to you in the tee box, it just adds a little bit of an extra oomph for these Goldfinches going forward.
Extra layer of confidence there for New Jersey. Let's see what the Arctic Tundra can do. They matched as well on hole 1. But a little bit of trouble. The best drive falls short for the Tundra. And Dan Schifrin, he has aced this hole before. He's going with a pretty seasoned ESP zone. That's a little inside if you want to go with the zone, but that's a good miss. About 24 feet short.
Better to miss short than long on this hole. As you see, there's some water on the backside.
Now we've seen Shane be clutch from distance with this stepper straddle. Let's see what he can do here. Edge of circle 2.
Number 2-1.
I just love to see him not miss low right. It's so often we see AM golfers missing low hyzer side on their putts. Very valiant effort. Now this is a deep one.
And that's a Chris Costley. He just reaches out. The long arm of the Chris Costley is just going to drop it into the basket from just about anywhere on this course.
I was going to say, he's so theatrical and dramatic off the tee, but on the green, it's like he's shooting darts out there.
And Chris, you know as well as anybody else.
Birdie sponsored by Trash Panda.
Not actually sponsored.
Playing best disc, it
Playing
helps.
Scramble.
Playing Scramble helps a guy like Shane and being able to run those putts.
Hole 9, par 3, 213. What looks like a simple tunnel shot actually becomes very challenging with this low ceiling here. You see a lot of branches sticking off of these trees. And if you play Greystone, you know this hole, you're having a great round. You know, you're 3-4 down through 8, and all of a sudden you just bogey hole 9, a 200-footer. And there's so many roots in the fairway, you don't normally see that kind of fortunate skip forward like Costley got there. Puts New Jersey right in range. Shane's going to try to just square this one up with the lefty backhand.
Lefty backhand could get a little bit dangerous. If you push it too far, you can skip off the path into the water. I have done that shot many times.
I have done that before.
So we're going to see Shane straddle yet again.
Cash.
This kid Shane is a killer.
You hear a lot of the extra cheers and energy for Shane's putts. Again, I think it's because we don't all know him as well. I think we're all excited to see him coming in so clutch. I mean, it's a completely different environment when you're playing on camera, as we see Jimmy Wang struggling to find footing from about 20 feet here, 22.
A lot of the greens here at Greystone change levels, and you'll see people like Jimmy Wang coming from Ultimate. It makes it a lot easier for guys like him to find their footing.
Absolutely true. Hole 10, par 3, 240. You've got the ravine down there, but yet the green finishes uphill. So you've got a really challenging tee shot where you don't want to throw it too high, but you need to make sure it pushes. And the biggest common mistake is hitting that rock wall there. You will roll all the way down the hill if you push it into that rock wall. And folks, it is getting dark here at Greystone Woods. It's going to be a busy season. We're going to work on our scheduling next week to try to make sure we have more daylight. We apologize for the lack of visibility, but it looks like Jimmy Wang's got about a 20-footer uphill. Travis Rollins.
The angle of this green really makes the basket seem further away than it is. But as long as you don't roll down the hill, you have a really, really good shot to score well on this hole.
Very true. Now Shane again with the stepper. He's been confident from range today, but it's getting so dark out there. I would struggle with this. Looks like Shane does as well. You got to love that he's still right on the money though, just a little low.
He's going for it every time, this kid.
Cranking up the gain, trying to get some visibility here. Now we've got number 22 with a straddle. He's going to have to put this on a little bit of hyzer to get around the tree. Goes with the Bayo Bob with that extra stability. Cashes it center Chi. David Wang's decision seems to be paying off to leave his guys in there. They're about to go up 2 strokes going into the last 2 holes. And while 11 is a good score separator, you got to be happy if you're a Goldfinches fan.
You got to love, there's not very many GMs that are going to have the confidence in their team like David Wang. Most are going to want to play.
Hole 11, par 4, 432. This is a deceivingly short hole whose winding, tight fairway gives the illusion that you need to put more power on the disc than you really do. The shape of this fairway is difficult for a drone to fly, but it's actually very natural for a disc. If you're an AM golfer who plays this hole consistently, chances are you have had a look at the eagle here. You've also probably had a double bogey in your day as well. Jimmy Wang going sidearm off of the tee.
Chris, as a Greystone vet yourself, where would you say the best place to miss on this fairway would be?
That's such a difficult question. I think this is one of those tee shots where
The emotions are running high here on the Tundra.
I'm just trying to pick my line and stick to it every time. I think the most troubling miss is long left. So I think with that backhand spin, you can travel so far down that hill. I'd say the best miss is probably being a little bit too far right. It's a little bit more open over there.
I lost my
little right.
It went right.
Folks, it is dark here in opening day of the Valley Forge Disc Golf League. We can't see a thing. I'm sure you can't at home, and honestly, it's affecting the players at this point. Though we did see a good grouping of drives there. Let's head down the fairway on hole 11. The Goldfinches are up by 2 strokes.
Yeah, Tundra are trying to stay locked in here, but I think they're a little frustrated at the lack of visibility. We've got Travis Rollins from range here, probably going to go with his Wysocki pig. Really hard to get a look at the basket from here.
Oh, shit, watch out.
Wow.
Puts that one on a frozen row.
Who needs to be able to see the basket when you have the instinct of a Travis Rollins?
Travis's uncle, I know you're watching this at home. Tundra got a long season ahead of them. They're going to probably finish the day 1-1 here, but we'll see what happens next.
Yeah, Goldfinches, this can be a tricky green to approach, but with 3 shots, I'm confident they're going to get right under the basket, get that birdie. Oh.
All season long, you guys are going to hear about the Goldfinches' experience here at Greystone Woods and playing in the dark, playing 2 strokes up, all these birdies. I don't think anybody can catch the Goldfinches after they get on the tear like this.
I agree.
Even though we see a miss there.
Yeah, surprising miss. Little curse of the commentator, perhaps, as Jimmy Wang hits basket and chains. Only is able to secure a par. Amico gets a crucial birdie. I think most of the credit goes to Shane and Travis on that one, though. Great drive, great approach. And things just got a little bit spicy here. Game 2, Part 2 opening day. Hole 12, Par 3, 237. Again, another one of those holes where every time you step on the tee, you feel like you should be getting a look at the birdie too. But because of the uphill nature, it really is possible to bounce off of the trees. And all the Goldfinches really need to do is just get under the basket here off of the tee, and they've locked up this game.
Nico goes backhand.
A lot of these holes at Greystone have a low ceiling, but you're going to see here you can go a little bit high on this since the green is a little bit uphill. There's nothing really obstructing you high, but it is kind of tight getting up there.
Jimmy Wang to seal the deal here in Game 2.
Basket on the left side gap.
There's a disc. That's the ball game.
That is the ball game. That's going to do it for New Jersey. Nice to see them match. You know, you try not too hard to not root for a team as a commentator, but as a commissioner and just a fan of the league, I do like to see things start off competitively here. Now, Lefty, obviously it's head-to-head, and then it goes to strokes in terms of standing. So right now the Goldfinches are in second place. They won that game by 2 strokes, whereas the Tundra only won by 1. We saw the Rock City Royals go 2-0 last week. They are in first. What do you think of the competition so far, as a commentator and as a general manager and player in the league?
As a GM, I would definitely say I am scared. Like I said, the Milky Way Galaxy and WWBL rolled to victory many times. I didn't.
You guys 9-2-0 was
9-2-0. I didn't step off the bus, the team bus that is, anything other than confident every week. But this week, it's gonna be intense. It's gonna be tight every single time.
Yeah, absolutely agree. And because of this scramble format, we're playing a lot of shorter holes in the woods. It's a format that is a little frustrating for the players at times. Normally, you know, when you're out there in a tournament or you're out playing a tag round, you've kind of got your game plan. You've got 18 holes to play. But in this format, we're trying to pack in a lot more intensity, bring some of the energy that we had in the WWBL and that wiffle ball format, and some of that kind of baseball style energy where, you know, sometimes they play multiple games a day or you're playing multiple games in a week. With this format, this shorter 6-hole format, I'm hoping to see a lot more intense, close games like we did here today.
Yeah, with the Tundra, you see guys that are super versatile like Travis and Shane, and then you see super traditional Greystone guys on the Goldfinches like Dan and Cosley who know their shots when they step up. It's just a matter of will they hit them or will they not. It's definitely going to be back and forth season for every team. We all have guys like that. We all have traditional guys. We all have just gunslingers like Shane. It's going to be great to watch.
Can't wait to see it, folks. Next week, November 13th, we've got the Rock City Royals facing off against the New Jersey Goldfinches. First and second place seed, not saying much because like you said, the competition is so stiff this week. But folks, if you enjoy the video, consider subscribing to the channel, give it a like, drop a comment, let us know what you think. And we'll see you next week.
Next Saturday, we also have the Battle of Greystone Woods tournament, November 13th
Yes,
as well.
how could I forget?
If you still haven't signed up, there's still spaces, maybe waitlist spots.
Yeah.
It's going to be a great day. You're not going to want to miss that.
Yeah,
for
we are filming a feature card for MA1, and we're filming lead cards. So if you're looking to try to maybe show off your skills, get out there and maybe get on the network, come out next week. I do think it's filled up at 72, but can almost guarantee that a couple people won't show. So don't be afraid to hop on the wait list. We'll see you next week.